Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of How Did This Get Booked? I, of course, am your host, Jake Manning, and I'm a veteran of the professional wrestling business for over a decade, and I've held every single job except selling popcorn. I'm joined, as always, by a man who is amazed that I got through the intro as spectacular as I did. As spectacular.
Oh,
I was trying to think of the right superlative, the correct adjective, the correct noun, verb, whatever word I want to throw in there, the correct thing to describe how perfectly I nailed that intro. A man by the name of Zane Riley. Zane, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Jake?
Good. How are you?
We're in the times.
We are recording this a Tuesday before this was released, just as a time capsule. So if something has happened between now and the time that this is released 2 days later, it's been 3 days. Don thinks that our new day that we release the show is Friday, for whatever, even though I get it to him a week in advance.
He's only been doing this for 2 fucking years.
Yeah, and like the only reason we had the issue before is because obviously, like, my schedule has changed, his schedule has changed, and sometimes I would end up getting it a little late to him. So I'm like, hey man, if it ends up coming on Friday, no big deal.
Yeah.
Now Don, on the other hand,
took that as a challenge.
And when I gave him the episode a week in advance, because we recorded ahead of time, he then released it on Friday again, even though he had a whole week to schedule it. He still did it. So if some of you are listening to this on Thursday, some of you listen to this on Friday, a lot could happen between now, where when we record this on Tuesday to Friday.
The freedom of speech being taken away. Anyways, we could fall under freedom of press.
Yeah.
That also taken. We made, just people just knocking on our doors and taking us out altogether.
We don't know if people are going to be deployed. Like this may be our last sense of free speech.
We thought we were in the during times, but the during times are really the before times.
Oh, really?
We're in a brand new during time. This is a completely different bug out bag you're going to need.
Oh yeah, we are.
That first bug out bag is now obsolete.
The after times are far different than I expected them to be. The after times were not what I thought they were going to be.
They got worse.
And also too, I was noticing something today on social media about a tropical depression that could turn into a hurricane could be going directly to New Orleans.
Okay.
And then I also read something, of course, Joe Rogan mentioned
the government has a weather machine.
Yep. No, he was talking about how there were earthquakes, a couple of them.
Like 12?
Yeah, around Yosemite, which is a concerning fault line, a concerning issue if a big enough earthquake hits that particular sector of the world. Let's take everything that we have right now, pandemic, and then take the issues that we have social justice-wise, and let's put catastrophes on both ends of the country, and then just boom, and let Jake Manning drop some money on a plane ticket to Oregon. How about that? How about we do that? How about we do that?
Get your fucking Post-it notepad ready. We're gonna need a new mirror in your bathroom.
Oh shit! You haven't seen the Post-it notes.
Yeah, I went to the bathroom just to do it.
I was gonna say you just went to the bathroom.
I did. Yeah, I meant to take my phone with me so I could take a picture of it, and I didn't. I forgot it. But I was already in there mid business. I was like, "Fuck! I should have my camera. Can't hold this pee any longer."
Yeah, you see it.
Next time, guys. Next time.
Yeah. But that's what I tell myself every morning.
Good. They're good.
Sounds real healthy.
We know Jake. Epitome of health.
Mental health.
At least mental health.
Which, by the way, we have a new girl working at the office.
Yes, you do.
One of the positive things is that we've created a new job with these new live Facebook auctions.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this young lady.
She's like a Muppet.
No.
I like her a lot.
She, for the longest time, in 90s sitcoms, there was always the trope of, like, especially in an office sitcom where there'd be somebody, they'd be work. There'd always be the trope of the quirky secretary lady.
Yeah.
That says weird things, got a funny voice, and is unique, and is always usually a fan favorite. But she's unique and quirky in a sense. Yeah. And I just thought that was a sitcom trope.
Nope.
Turns out that's a life fucking trope. It just now caught up with me.
Yep.
Because it is literally a struggle every day not to turn this into a dialogue that you would find on news radio or any other place. Because
Murphy Brown,
any of those places, any of those type of sitcoms that you saw in the 90s, the banter is very similar, and the situations are usually never in my favor.
Yeah.
For example, yesterday.
Please.
She's new, and of course I gotta give her a lot of latitude. She just jumped into a situation where she has to keep inventory of a warehouse that
she has no idea of,
that I don't even have an idea of, but we're trying our best. But she does make some mistakes that she should not be making.
Okay.
Like an item that is sold, she doesn't put it on an invoice.
Oh, great.
Somebody wins an auction, doesn't get put on an invoice. I had to go, why hasn't this guy paid his invoice on this auction that he won and he bid for quite a while? She goes, looking at it, it looks like I didn't put it on his invoice. Well, you probably should do that. That's what these auctions are for. And there was a couple other things, and then there's an issue with this. I found 3 issues.
Okay.
In a matter of 20 minutes. And I hit her with every one of these. Like, hey, you need...
Speak faster when you say, I hit her. You put a real weird pause there. I hit her.
You're gonna
big
see.
Pause.
You're gonna hold on.
Okay.
We're not there yet.
Oh, man.
So... I hit her with...
Yes, there we go. Good.
Hit her with...
Yep.
I hit her with all of these 3 issues in a matter of 20 minutes.
Okay.
And I find them in Discover. It's not like, hey, here's 3 issues. It's like, okay, here's one issue, deal with it, pull an order. Oh, there's an issue with this one. Pull a couple more orders.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there's an issue with this. I think I'm finding issues with 1 every 3 or 1 every 5, and they're different issues. And I hit her with all that. All those issues. I hit her with all those issues, once again. And then... as 20, 30 seconds after I laid down the invoice for her to fix, but she does a great job of fixing everything. I will give her that. So I laid down that third invoice 20, 30 seconds later. After I did that, she goes, "You want to see my mouse pad?" What do you think was written on our mouse pad?
Oh, no. There's words?
There was words.
At High Spots, it was probably some TNA thing.
Nope.
Let's hear it.
Her mouse pad that she bought.
With her money.
With her money, and put on her desk. The mouse pad says, Chaos Controller.
Laugh track from the audience. Fade credits.
Even bigger laugh track when I go, you better get a fucking refund for that mouse pad because you are not a Chaos Controller.
Chaos
you
Creator.
Are Chaos Creator because you have fucked up my world for the last 20 minutes. I lost it. I couldn't hold any of it in anymore, any longer. But that was something that happened in my real life, Sandra. Somebody did not write that, and Judd Nelson did it with Leah Thompson. That is not something that happened on a television show. That is something that happens in my real life every day.
Now I feel bad because I hit her with a list, except I gave her like 7 names at one time. Oh, and I don't even fucking work there. I was just...
She's bombarded.
Oh, man. But she was real cool about it. And then, so you were around, but I don't remember if you were in the room. You were talking about something, and she was like, "Jake, are you leaving me out of the fun again?" I was like, "Who the fuck? Don't talk to him. You're going to get yelled at. What are you doing?" And then maybe you probably weren't in the room because she said it again louder and there was still no reply. Who the fuck are you talking to? There's no one around.
Well, let me explain to you that. There's a lot of times where I will say something and we'll go back and forth. And then she will say something, and I will just walk away.
Oh, good.
I will just walk away, and she is still talking, and I can hear her voice fade from my earshot, and I'm like, oh, I am past her earshot. Do what I do, and then come all the way back, and then I come back, and she is still talking about said topic.
Same situation.
And I go, yeah.
Yep. Good.
And then today, another hysterical event that should have been in a sitcom. A customer was on the phone asking a question. She asked me a question, and I go, no. And she goes, yes. And then she asked another question, and I go, no, that's not true. And she goes, oh, yeah, that's 100% true. I'm like, what are you doing? You are giving the opposite of what I'm saying. Like,
this is not opposite day.
This is not opposite day. And that's basically been my life. It is quite entertaining.
No.
For somebody. For me, it's been rather frustrating.
Yeah, I'm highly entertained.
She is dealing with an uncontainable job she is trying to
there's too much chaos
for anybody to control, and she is creating some of that, I'm doing my best to hold it all together. We're doing everything we can. I believe everybody's been invoiced. I believe we're down to a couple of dozen of people haven't paid their invoices yet. Hopefully by the time that you are listening to this, the Thursday live auction will be coming on or would have already passed, and those invoices will be coming out in the next day or two, and then probably over by the weekend. It'll be caught up by the time that you're hearing this. I'm hoping. Seems like we're at a pretty steady pace right now, but it's been frustrating.
Yes.
But we're going to be doing it again 4th of July.
Oh, we're going to just go ahead and bury the lead right there, huh?
Hence why I am taking a break. I'm leaving for a weekend, and I made it very clear that this is Michael Jordan going off to Atlantic City between the two Knicks games. I needed a little break. I need to go to Atlantic City. I need to gamble. I need to do some illegal stuff, and then come back and drop 41 on the Knicks. I'm gonna throw
everybody under the bus while I'm gone.
Yes, I'm gonna throw everybody in the bus, and then everybody's gonna accuse me of having a gambling problem, and I'm gonna look right in the face. I'm like, no, I have a competition problem. That's what I have right now. That's what I have. Much like, I can't say that on the. I'm not gonna say this.
Oh,
no.
We're done with that.
I do have a problem.
Speaking of.
I do have
gambling problems.
I don't have a gambling problem. I have a vice.
Our episode today.
I have a vice growing, and it is no longer alcohol, and it is not gambling. It is a different vice, my friend. It's not drugs. It's not drug related.
What is happening right now?
I'm not ready to admit this vice.
Okay.
I'm not ready.
You know who is ready to admit this vice? Our episode today.
We've dicked around. We've done all kinds of things. I did not prepare.
I'm an accomplice now, aren't I?
Yes, you are. You're an accomplice. Don't worry. Everything I've done is consensual.
Great.
I promise you. Everything I've done is consensual with consensual in parties. I don't think we have a list. No, that is not a correct list.
Just throw that. Who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck?
DJ Shadow Penguin, probably. Who knows?
DJ Shadow Penguin, probably leading.
He's bought a bunch of shit
on top of the polls. Miles Kane, thank you so much for all your support on all Big Bob Satin. We miss you. You definitely, and also too, congratulations to you, Zane Riley, for donating.
We did it.
$1,000.
Caleb and I decided to do. So this has some layers to it. So we decided this past Friday that we were going to do a merch sale and donate large percentages of our merchandise sales to. At the time, it was going to be the Minnesota Freedom Fund. And we were able to raise $963, and we're like, oh, that's fucking great. And then the Minnesota Fund was telling you to go to other donation places because they had so much money, which must be nice. Mm-hmm. So we were we were trying to find another place to take the money, and we asked for opinions, and a lot of people had kind of the same things. But we decided we wanted to keep in Minnesota because that was the initial promise that we made, and we didn't want to have all these people give us basically $1,000 and then it goes somewhere that maybe they weren't 100% comfortable with. So we just asked.
We went to the South Carolina Athletic Police Department.
It sure did.
The PAL Department of South Carolina. That's where it went.
We went to the Republican Party and the Trump Fund.
It went to the Republicans on Grindr app, which is being developed, which should be coming to a play in Charlotte pretty soon.
You remember the ROG too? That's cool.
Exactly.
So we gave people the option to say things and just be the most fair as possible. We ended up giving it to Reclaim the Block, which is doing a lot of stuff, and that's a lot more help with the things that are going on around, not necessarily based towards the funding of bailing people out of jail. So we gave the money to them. And we will say you'll see our numbers are different than what I just said a moment ago because they charged us $30 to donate to them.
Okay, all right. So when they needed money.
When I said $960 and we've been posting $990 online, this is why they charged us $30 to give them money. Which,
there is layers.
What a great fucking what a work! What a great work! I'm gonna start charging bookers to pay me. But then we decided. So all of that happened within just we were going to do it from that Friday. But then we decided that we had just done this auction with High Spots, and then we had other money coming in from what we had just normal traffic on our pro wrestling tees. We'll just retroactively add the whole month. But when we got this $1,000, we realized that High Spots, a lot of people haven't paid for their Revolt stuff. Mm-hmm. So then,
and some people added
exactly.
So that number. seemed less, but then it appeared accurate, and then turned out to be more. Then some people haven't paid yet, but if these people pay, which they probably will, it's all a mess.
But we haven't personally gotten that money, so that money wasn't donated. But at the time, it wasn't even said it was going to be, so it's not a big deal. The people that donated for this situation, their money has been donated. So then we decided, well, we're going to have this extra bit. Let's go 2 more weeks. And so we're going to, same sales going on, we're going to redo it, except for this time it's going to go to the Charlotte Bailout Fund.
Okay.
Because we live in Charlotte, we love the city.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the city. I was just watching the news last night.
But we're not as bad as some, I understand. But, we are getting some shit, so it's
we
time
have
to give
city
back.
councilman being fucking hauled into custody.
Yep. Fucking a great city councilman, too.
I think he's great.
But yeah, so we're going to do that. So if you hear this and you want to buy some stuff, that'd be great. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but the layers that they charge us money to give them money is so great.
And we wonder why the system is broken.
Yeah.
Because
their system seems to be working like a motherfucker.
If you want any like happiness or silver lining from me, don't, because I've just finished all 5 seasons of The Wire.
Yeah.
And
how you feeling? How about that Method Man spot at the very end?
Oh, that was
catch
great.
You off guard?
Yeah, it kind of did, but it was rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully fucking so.
Yeah.
But I feel very much like Jimmy McNulty.
Uh-huh.
And that's the best case scenario for me. To be really quite honest, the end of Jimmy McNulty, that's best case scenario.
Best case for me. Just the times are dark right now, Jake. We could probably the Well himself could probably give a little bit more sunshine and rainbows to some motherfuckers listening right now.
Well, or maybe some bell-bottom pants. Because there we go.
We're doing a shit ton of talking, so you know what that means. We've got to kill time because we have a very short topic.
Very, very, very short topic. Actually, we've been talking for about as long as that episode actually ran.
Right on. So we're almost done, guys.
We're almost done because the topic of discussion today is, and we said we were going to do this a while ago.
Yes.
Things happened. We readjusted.
We watched HGTV.
HGTV. We also WrestleMania came up, so we shuffled the whole deck around. This has kind of been put on the back burner, but we said we were going to do this. We had to do this. I didn't have any time to do anything else, so I was like, we got to do this.
20 minutes is all you really had.
Yeah, so even the 20 minutes that I'm like, oh, I gotta go do. Actually, the 20 minutes that I dedicated to watch this
did something completely different.
I should have been working on AEW DVDs, which I will probably tonight. So
that's all right. And hurt my soul.
They will be helping my bank account, and considering how much I just paid for a flight to an airport that I flew to for half the price before, I could use that money. Use it in a good place. And
yay, AEW.
Yes, AEW. But we're not talking about AEW. We are talking about That 70's Show, the episode entitled That Wrestling Show, which originally aired February 7th, 1999. It is from season 1 of That 70's Show. It is episode 15, of course. That 70's Show was created by Bonnie and Terry Turner, who were writers on Third Rock from the Sun, Tommy Boy, SNL. So quite a heavy hitters. Mm-hmm. This is their project. They were creators and writers of said program. And of course, That 70's Show starring Topher Grace, Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, Donna. Of course, Donna. She'll always be Donna to me. I don't care what her name is. It's always Donna. Wilmer, Mr. Loose Lips himself, the guy who's always talking about all the women he hooked up with. Not a gentleman. Wilmer, not a gentleman, because a gentleman, he would not tell. Discretion. Discretion.
Yep.
It's much like myself. I am a gentleman. I practice discretion, and the only time I ever break discretion is when a gun or a knife is pulled on me, and that has only happened once. So, well, excuse me, one of each. I've had a knife pulled on me, and I've had a gun pulled on me before.
Okay. You gotta even it out.
All post-coitus, of course. So I just goes to show my dick game, how good it is. And then, of course, you have Scientologist Danny Masterson.
Oh, man. It hasn't hurt.
Kitty, and Kitty's also much like Donna. She's Kitty and everything.
Kitty, yep.
Red, the bad guy from RoboCop. Basically, who's got the greatest line in cinematic history, where he walks into that one guy's complex and he goes, "Bitches, leave." I still laugh as hard as possible.
Do you hate that you respect women so much that you would never do that?
That's the thing. Things that shouldn't be said make me laugh hysterically, because I'm like, that should never be said in public. And I don't know what it is. It just makes me fucking laugh.
So what we'll do is we'll set up like this little story that you and I are mad at each other, and then one day I'll run a Thursday night training class in the after times, and then you can come in while we're all in the ring. You could come in and go, bitches, leave, and everyone just clears out. We just hang out for a minute, and then I'll just let you have the class and I'll go fuck home.
Okay,
yeah, right.
whatever. It's just the phrase should never be uttered in such a way, but. That's
so good.
That's what makes me giggle. You shouldn't do that.
I mean, this whole show, to watch now.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that.
There's a whole lot of problematic. So this is quite par for the course.
Quite par for the course. But what is not problematic is, of course, midges in this episode, played by Tanya Roberts.
You mean motherfuckers? You can't.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
Yeah, you motherfuckers.
I didn't say the M word. I said
you said the M word.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Not yet on this. I've said it before in this podcast.
But I mean motherfuckers.
I have said this before. I have said the M word on this podcast. I have said it on Colt Cabana's Instagram Live, and he freaked out. And I'm like, no, I'm allowed to say that.
That's right.
A knife was pulled on me when I didn't say it. Okay, so once again, if you're now listening to the How This Get Book, you understand the only thing I respond to is being held at gunpoint or at knife point. Those are the only things that like solidify my life views. If you want me to change my mind about something, like, hey, that's all you need.
Okay.
Good.
So anyway,
Tanya Roberts, of course, Midge. I was gonna talk to her. She was the Bond girl from View to a Kill, Stacey Sutton, and of course, I love that there was That 70's Show episode where they had some of the other Bond girls.
Oh, really?
I think they got Brett Eklund. They got Maud Adams in an episode. I think Maud ended up hooking up with Bob. So Bob got both Bond women, and of course Maud Adams, of course, is the quintessential Bond woman.
Oh, of course.
She was an Octopussy, and she also appeared in View to a Kill very briefly. She was also in A Man with a Golden Gun, but her performance in Octopussy is unbelievable. Probably, if I was going to show my young nephews a Bond movie, it's Octopussy.
Oh, okay.
Strong female lead. Fun, playful, not really that offensive. It's got all the fucking Bond tropes to it. Tremendous action and wonderful stunts in it. Pretty easy to follow the story as well. So
welcome to our podcast, Bond Talk.
Listen, if we talk about revolt issues, we got to talk about James Bond issues. Okay, I gave you.
There are a ton of James Bond issues.
I've given you now 3 weeks of revolt talk.
You're right.
Okay, so
revolt talk. A lot of revolt talk was me going, I don't know if we can talk about that right now.
I know that was, but I just.
But if you want to hear us talk about it a little bit more, you can tune into the new episode of Tremendously Awkward Podcast where we talked to Bill and Dan.
Okay, did you talk about it more?
Yeah.
Okay, give them the exclusive. We don't give this podcast exclusive.
Come on now.
I mean, okay. All right.
Well, we're just going to be talking to Johnny Smalls and DJ Shadow Penguin. Not really other people listen to this.
You shut your fucking mouth, DJ Shadow Penguin.
He comes through.
He comes the fuck through.
He's got the juice and the sauce.
Yeah, and you know what I was thinking about? I couldn't remember if I was a juice or a sauce guy.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I think you were the sauce. I'm pretty sure you were the sauce.
I'm pretty sure I was a sauce guy. pretty sure I was and you were the juice guy.
I was definitely the juice.
Because I'm like, no, the juice is...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the sauce guy.
I think you're the sauce.
Okay, I'm the sauce.
Because I was like, is that like the juice? Because there's a song, and that's why fucking elbow guy, JT Dunn, is called the juice.
Oh, okay. Well, no wonder why I'm the sauce.
Yeah, you're the sauce.
Okay. And of course, Don Stark, he plays Bob. He was in Switchblade Sisters. Very, very underground movie by...
Has the same hair and everything.
Yep, same exact. And of course, the pro wrestlers that appear in this episode is the big cat Ernie Ladd. Ernie Ladd had to be in this particular program if you were talking about the 70s, where Ernie Ladd was on top of the wrestling world. People were saying, then go ahead, take a drink of water. Well, Ernie Ladd tells you how the 70s was all about Ernie Ladd. Some people don't call it the 70s, they call it Ernie Ladd's days. I like how you took it. I was like, all right, I'm going to take a break while Jake just drops the needle in, does this Ernie Ladd impersonation.
Good timing for it.
Which DJ Shadow Penguin knows all about from 10 Bell Pod. So does Big Bob.
Okay.
The Ernie Ladd impersonation is one of my many characters. Much like Bruce Pritchard
I've never listened to the podcast.
I bet you have it. But much like Bruce Pritchard has characters, I have Ernie Ladd, and then I have Dracula Bruno Sammartino. Okay. I for whatever reason,
you say that shit for the Patreon, Bubba.
Italian just sounds like Transylvanian. I don't know why. In my brain, it just...
We're all the same.
I mean, I put ketchup on noodles and I call it spaghetti. And just... This is what happened. This is what happens.
This is what you guys do on that podcast?
That's what we do on that podcast.
It takes you 8 hours to come up with that shit in a day? God.
I got to do that impersonation for 8 hours out of a day.
Ugh.
I'm usually exhausted.
I'm tired already.
But I'm never exhausted talking about Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Especially on this podcast. He makes an appearance. He plays Rocky Johnson. Of course, we also get Ken Shamrock, Matt and Jeff Hardy. Fun fact, or fun little pop quiz for you. Who is the referee in the ring?
I watched this in my car on the way over here. I don't know.
You don't know?
Oh, is it Lil Nate?
No. Judo Gene LaBelle.
Oh, okay.
Legendary Judo Gene LaBelle.
Judo Gene.
Just keep saying it over and over again to make me think that you actually know who we're talking about. But the man is a fucking legend. Also done a lot of stunts in Hollywood. Pretty good wrestler back in the day. So fantastic human being. If you wanted to live a fucking life, live a life very similar to Judo Gene LaBelle. There's a little thing. I'll come back to it.
Okay, you need to put a bookmark in there?
There's a well, actually.
Oh, good.
That was in the IMDb, and it makes me infuriatingly mad that people just can't sit back and enjoy it. But there's a well, actually, and we'll get to it.
Okay.
And I'll do it again like, well, actually.
Okay.
We'll get to it when we get to it. So the episode starts, and everybody's... And also, too, it's funny. Is like I used to watch That 70's Show on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah?
Never watched this episode.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why this one missed out, but I know all about the Bond Girl episode. And I know about all the dynamics.
Everything else
Eric
except
and
for
Donna. Yeah, this one, I had to have somebody explain this to me.
Huh.
As much as I loved wrestling in 1999, and as much as I love That 70's Show, and I just was like, yeah, I'm not going to watch the episode where those two things collide.
This shit doesn't go together.
I don't know what I was doing when this was going on. I don't know. Probably something illegal.
Baywatch. Watching Baywatch.
Probably watching Baywatch or... consuming alcohol at 17 years old. Whichever. Doing one of my vices.
Gotcha. One of your then vices.
One of my then vices.
Yeah, not your now vices.
Not
now
my-
vices.
Ooh.
What I can only assume is exotic animal smuggling.
No, it's exotic. I'll tell you that much. It is exotic.
Is this place bugged? Like,
It's not bugged.
phones, they can... I'm going to get on Wish, and I'm going to have some fucking weird-ass shit here in a little while.
Listen, I already fucking took the fucking tape off the fucking camera.
We're back in? No,
yeah,
man.
well, I mean...
They're coming for us regardless now.
That was part of my vice, too. I had to take that off because I needed to use the camera. I was like, whatever. You get it. You know what I'm talking about.
You guys, you know.
You know what I'm talking
DJ
about.
shut up, big one.
So wrestling comes on and everybody's super excited, but
Yeah.
as if they've never, and they're like, "Oh, I love wrestling," even though we've never mentioned in the 15 episodes of this,
And we will never mention in the next 6 or 7 seasons.
6 or 7. Even when all of the popular characters leave, we will never bring up wrestling ever again and how much we like it.
Mm-hmm.
We just love it so much, and of course, they're wrestling in the National Guard Armory,
Yeah, like you should.
and Rocky Johnson will be taking on.
20 fucking midgets.
There you
20
go.
fucking motherfuckers.
That's right, 10 little motherfuckers. Rocky Johnson will be taking on 20 little motherfuckers.
It would have been a whole different show then.
It would have.
Which only turns out to be 2.
Yeah, it just well, midget.
Conversion rates.
Little motherfuckers.
Little motherfuckers.
Little motherfuckers. I'm trying really hard. I'm trying. You be careful with my words.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be ahead of the curve.
Hard being white.
Fuck you.
Ah, got
Fuck
him.
you. Fuck you.
Got him.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Sorry, your privilege is showing.
Jesus Christ.
Kelso's over here talking about fucking. You
Yeah,
know,
he is. Kelsey's talking about fucking Iowa boy. He all about that fucking.
He just fucked.
He just fucked.
Which is real wild because in like the first season, she's like ridiculously underage in real life.
Mm-hmm. That is disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
But they lean into it.
They do. But I don't know if that. I forget when they actually find out that she was too young to actually be on this show.
Okay.
That's a real thing. I don't know. Did you not have that in your little?
No, it didn't.
So when she got the spot to play the character, Mia Kunis was like 14
Oof.
or 15.
Oof.
And they just didn't. She kind of lied about her age, got there somehow, and then it wasn't until after the fact that they had relayed, found out they had to stay there. And so now it's weird they're talking about fucking season 1.
Mm-hmm. She was like 15.
Yeah, way to go, Kelso.
But how old was Ashton Kutcher though?
They would have been 17 or 18. No, they're still in high school, I guess. So 17.
Okay, well, see here, Iowa. Oh God, statutory rape laws.
You sure this is where we want to go?
No, it's not.
Okay, yeah. Is this the road?
Is this the road? Me giving the extensive knowledge that I know about statutory rape laws in Iowa.
Let's take the next turn.
Let's take the next turn.
Okay.
Well,
so Calsto's talking about fucking what we can only assume is his of-age girlfriend.
Of his age.
In what is Wisconsin or wherever they live.
Yeah, don't even get me started on Wisconsin statutory rape laws.
Won't.
Because they don't exist.
Yeah, we're talking to you, Wisconsin.
You heard me. So
he's talking about how he has her wrapped around his finger, and then there's wrestling.
Yeah.
And then Donna whoops Topher Grayson's ass.
Mm-hmm. Puts his face right in her boobs.
Yep.
So, and people are like, why would he not fight back?
Yeah.
So, and then of course we get to Red and Kitty talking upstairs. There's also a still shot between each one of the commercial breaks.
Yeah.
I believe Dory Funk is in this first one.
He's in both of them, isn't he?
He's in both of them.
But the wrestler changes the other one.
Yeah,
one is a white mask and the other is...
The white mask, I believe, would be like a medic.
Okay.
It seems like that would be a mask gimmick that would be wrestling Dory Funk Jr. And the other one is Harley Race. I can tell by for the tattoos. Yeah. That's how I can tell.
And that afro.
Mm-hmm. That goddamn afro worn by the greatest wrestler on God's green earth. I told that motherfucker.
Oh, I gotta go. Fucking one of the guys bought some shit from us the other day, and every time he messaged me, he would end the message with an F Vader. Fuck you, god damn it! Stop messaging. He gave us money.
That makes me happy. I can't wait for Vader's son.
Do I need to go to the bathroom and get your fucking Post-it note?
Well, how's that got to do with anything?
You just said it made you happy.
It made me happy. It did.
It's not for you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Man. Love is not for me. Happiness is for me. It's love that's not for me. I can be happy.
Oh, okay.
I can't be in love anymore. It's not good for me. Once again, it has all to do with my vices. I gotta get to a point that just stops. I gotta get 85% because if I go 100% on something, it's gonna fucking hurt me.
Because I'm gonna move them in here.
But yeah, I'm gonna move them in here. I'm
gonna have to take down some of these fucking Cyclops posters.
Yeah, I like I said, I think we talked about this the last podcast where like I was like, Zane Riley got an issue. I'm like, all right, who'd you fall in love with, or who'd you want to move in?
Who's moving in?
Who's moving in? You tell me it's one or the other when you tell me you have a story like this.
Yeah, it can only be two.
It's only be two. So we'll see.
Oh, they're upstairs talking.
Yeah, go for it. So Red and Kitty, man, this laugh track was just fucking overpowering in the scene.
It is insane to me. I don't watch a shit ton of TV, especially like, I guess, episodic comedy like this. Laugh tracks scare the fuck out of me these days. It sounds so wild. And they never laugh at the right time. They have to let the whole thing come out before they can...
And it's like very over the top and sometimes like weird reaction. Like the next scene with Donna and Bob and Midge where he talks about her having nice tits.
Yeah.
And it was like a like half laugh, half like screech. It was almost like the sound mixer like, hey, can you put in there like people going, ooh, like they're sexually attracted? Because he also puts people laughing really hard. And can you also put in a sound that sounds like women got offended?
Yeah.
He's like, can you mix that sound together? And the soundtrack's like, I gotcha. Like that's
come here
because it was that perfect sound of like, oh yeah, big boobs, and then people are like, that's a good joke, and then other people are like, I'm extremely offended by this. There was a mixture of it in there, that did not sound organic. It sounded manufactured, and it had a sense of sadness to it as well. So, I kudos on the sound mixing.
And it comes back later. It comes back a couple times.
Yeah, there's a couple of those. There's a couple of those like that.
Yeah,
but
it gets very like, oh man, that's up front.
It reminds me of a movie from an artist whom we're not supposed to talk about anymore. Annie Hall with Woody Allen, where he goes to Hollywood and he's visiting his like producer friend, and they're in the control booth and they're mixing like the laugh track, and then the guy goes, give him more laugh track, give him more, and Woody's just like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're doing this. That's how I felt with this scene. Exactly. I felt like Woody Allen. Once again, back to my vices.
Is this the road we want to go down?
All right, what are the New York State?
We're turning the car around.
What are the
together.
New York State statutory rape clauses? Like, what are those laws?
I'm getting out of the car.
Woody Allen knows them. I don't. So
he knows them. Don't listen to him.
He definitely don't.
It's okay. She's mine.
You said that. I did not. You said that. I did not. So then they get talking. They're at the dinner table. They get talking about like Eric wants to go see wrestling, and then Kitty's like, Kitty gives the typical. Red used to wrestle in high school.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Here it is.
This is why we discuss pro wrestling in the mainstream media. Is that no fucking Hollywood writer has figured out. None of them have figured out how to separate amateur wrestling, high school amateur freestyle wrestling, and professional wrestling. No fucking Hollywood writer has been able to fucking separate that until Arnofsky and The Wrestler and the Glow Netflix series. Those are the only two people that can fucking get you a clear delineation between those two. Everybody else who's got a fucking pen and writes the word wrestling down or pro wrestling down, they have no fucking idea the difference between the two.
Except other than to say, oh no, what I did was real. That's fake.
Yeah. To shit on it in the same sense. So, yeah. So he's basically going to go with the kids. They're all going to go to the wrestling show. Midge is going to a therapist. And of course, it's very fun that they all pile into the station wagon to go see wrestling in Kenosha. And it's like I kept thinking, like, man, that's a lot of ticket sales.
That car right there is already above and beyond.
Oh my gosh, that car right there is going to pay at least Matt Hardy's fee. Like, that's gonna 1999 Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
2010 Matt Hardy is a different amount.
Yep.
And you may see him on a live auction one of these days. Just to let you know.
You mean 1970s Matt Hardy fee?
Oh,
1970s.
1970s.
Because this is the 70s show.
Okay, 1970s Matt Hardy. That carload is paid by him for sure.
Maybe part of Jeff.
1999. Yeah, you're probably right. Maybe a little far. Maybe a couple more people. You know.
Don't even get me started on 2020 Jeff.
Oh, 2020 Jeff.
Ain't not enough people in this armory.
Yeah, there's barely.
We're gonna have to go to a different place. We're gonna have to go to the Sportsplex down the street
for sure. If you want to make any type of money whatsoever. So
we're gonna have to go to this. We're gonna take this shit to the high school.
Yeah,
they built a brand new gym. We got to go there.
Which supposedly where they filmed the scene where the wrestling happened is a gym that they've used, a scene that they've used multiple times for like a gymnasium, but it's supposed to be a National Guard Armory, so they just put some flags up. Like, see, National Guard Armory.
There you
go. But apparently you can sell beer at a National Guard Armory.
Good.
Can you?
No, well, I mean, you can do whatever you want, I assume. It's all about how quiet you are. It's all about the money. And again, it's the fucking 70s, man.
I know.
I'm surprised people weren't there smoking.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that. But I mean, like, beer sold on a government property?
Hey, maybe that's how they make the money there.
I mean, if you said this is a Masonic temple, I get it.
If we were to VFW hall.
Oh, if this is a VFW hall for sure, and it would have made some more sense with the flags. You could have easily, if you just would have, if you guys just would have hired Chavo Guerrero Jr. like Glow did, he would have fixed these fucking details for you.
Mm-hmm. But alas.
And then of course, this is a WWF event.
As you can tell from the old school logo.
The old school logo, which, obviously hasn't changed over to WWE at this time, so they have the old school logo of WWF. And this is where the actually comes in the IMDb page.
Uh-huh.
Somebody took the time to write this.
Was it you?
Oh, no.
Was it the girl from the High Spot's office that you don't like right now?
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like her. She frustrates me to no end. That doesn't mean I hate her.
Okay. So sometimes those are synonymous.
No.
I said sometimes.
We all know how you and I became friends.
Yeah, true.
I told you fuck off, and then
2 years.
2 years happened. So it was listed as a goof in the IMDb page of this episode, to where WWF did not run in Wisconsin in the 70s.
Oh.
In fact, Wisconsin was AWA territory. And WWF did not run Wisconsin until April 18th, 1985.
Actually.
I appreciate the attention to detail, but fuck off. WWF employees are appearing on this program. Motherfucker, WWF is going to be all over this fucking television show on Fox. Go fuck yourself. Don't say this is a goof like, oh, well, they fucked this up. It should have been AWA.
Yeah.
AWA is not a thing anymore. AWA is not bringing fucking wrestlers. Okay, Larry Zbyszko is not showing up. Wayne Bloom is not showing up in this fucking episode, okay? Fucking just deal with it.
Take it.
Fucking take it. Fucking take it. And it always frustrates me, too. is when I tell people I came from Iowa and I moved here and I talk to somebody who's probably in their 40s or early 50s and I said, I came from Iowa. I've always been a wrestling fan. Like, oh, AWA country. You used to watch AWA all the time. You're an AWA guy. You grew up watching AWA. And I go, no, I did not. And they go, when were you born? I go, 1982. And they're like, well, you would have watched all the AWA stuff. No, I wasn't. Because Vince McMahon had bought up all the syndication of AWA. Would never have been in my area. The only thing I ever saw was WWF because he basically bought up all those time slots. Mm-hmm. And AWA was happy to give up my time slot because it was in the middle of fucking nowhere, Iowa. But they still AWA ran wrestling shows up until 1988 and up until they closed, I believe, until 89. And maybe even like the early 90s. Like late 80s. They were running shows in Clinton, Iowa, which is the town where I was born, because it is the town where the nearest hospital is 30 minutes away. And it enrages me to think about my childhood of 1988, 1989, and that my parents knew I was a big professional wrestling fan. And they did not take me to the National Guard Armory in Clinton, Iowa, to see Larry Zbyszko take on Wayne fucking Bloom. It pisses me off that my parents knew this shit. But then I start thinking, like, well, maybe the AWA didn't even fucking advertise in the newspaper. But I, as a young kid at that age, was looking at the newspaper, and if I saw fucking wrestling, I would have told my parents to take me to fucking go see Larry Zbyszko.
We're going to Clinton.
We're going to Clinton, Iowa, so I can see fucking Larry Zbyszko. Dad. And fucking to no avail. It fucking pisses me off that I could have saw my first live wrestling event in Clinton, Iowa in fucking 88, 89 with fucking Larry Zbyszko defending the AWA belt. Motherfucker.
But even if you saw it, you would have seen those guys like, well, this isn't anything special because they're not in the WWF.
Oh, shit, I would have loved every second of it. I would have loved every fucking second of it. Because I knew how to appreciate shit. Unlike this guy who left a fucking IMDb goof.
You're a goof.
Just appreciate the fact that fucking wrestling is on a national televised. This is on free TV, okay? Like, this was exposure up the fucking ass.
They were fighting midgets.
This is mere months away from WrestleMania. Deal with it. All right. So, Kitty and Midge, I guess they're going to go to the therapy session.
Group therapy,
which just turns into a swinger section.
Yeah,
we can't get
just
there.
For fucking.
That's whatever.
After Kitty goes off on the daughter for a minute.
Then Rocky Johnson comes out and fights all these little motherfuckers. And that's when Red kind of gets into it a little bit. Starts enjoying it and appreciates it. And then all of a sudden, we just see the Hardy Boys bump around for about a good 5 minutes.
And then we come back to The Rock. We come back to his match for some reason with having the Hardys there in the middle. And then randomly we pop into Ken Shamrock being there.
Yeah, Ken Shamrock just outside getting yelled at by Red.
Yep.
I just love how they're just like, yeah, let's let the Hardy Boys bump around for a little bit.
Yeah, they got
Get
this.
that on camera, you know?
They need ring time.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's just like, yeah, and Matt and Jeff are like, yeah, we'll just bump around like crazy for you guys.
Hell yeah.
And you're just going to take all, like, and the thing is, like, the way this is shot, and they're going to want different camera angles, and Hardy Boys are like, yeah, we'll just bump like crazy for you guys. They probably bumped for like an hour and a half to get every one of those angles, and the studio people are like, yeah, when we had wrestlers, and they just fucking bumped around and did whatever we wanted. So,
didn't even have to get the union in here. We didn't have to get stunt guys.
Yeah, stunt guys, just fucking let them do that. Fuck that, you know? So. But that ring had to be a lot softer than anything that WWF had at the time.
Oh, of course.
Because I remember Matt used to tell me that he started, like, he was still new, but he was kind of like voicing his opinions, like, hey man, like, maybe you guys want to get like some softer rings, because he was doing that fucking like leg drop combo from the top, and he was like, he goes, this is murdering me. He goes, I gotta do this shit every fucking night. Ooh. And he said, if they didn't change the fucking rings, I'd be more broken than I already am. So, like,
ain't no DDP yoga helping me.
Oh no, gosh no. There's no way. So they just gotta like be thankful for that. So, but yeah, and also too uncredited. Do all the bumps in the world, and we won't even put you in the credits. Just
two guys.
Just at a point where they're just trying to get some exposure and get out there. On network television, you got it. Kelso and Fez are trying to get beer, of course.
Bob is trying to talk to them about all of his problems, so they try to get him to get them beer, and that doesn't work, so they just blow Bob off.
And then finally it works for him eventually.
Bob gives him beer so he can talk about all of his problems.
Yeah, it's basically the whole thing because he's worried about Midge going off and not having her sweet tits around the house.
Yeah. His words, not ours.
Exactly. So then all of a sudden, Red and Eric just want to get an autograph, and Rocky John's like, nah, I'm out of here. And Red's like, yeah, just go in the locker room.
But it says wrestlers only.
Just go. And, like, fucking some people think that's okay.
Yeah.
And
because of this fucking show.
I agree. That was the next thing I was going to say. I think this is fucking, like, because of this show, people think that they're allowed to fucking just walk in the locker room because of fucking the bad guy from RoboCop and fucking that one guy from the Dennis Quaid movie where fucking he was dating his daughter. So.
That's a pull.
It is.
It had to equal up to the bad guy.
I could. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't think of anything else that Topher Grace was in. That there's a one movie where he plays a secondary character, but I'm drawing a blank on it.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's this fucking.
Somebody out there will put in your IMDb that you goofed it anyway. So.
Well, actually, but yeah, he's just fucking go back there in the locker room, and then they walk back there, and nobody does anything.
It's totally cool.
It's totally cool. It's fucking, and the only person that says anything is the big cat Ernie Ladd. No autographs. No autographs from the big cat Ernie Ladd. Ernie Ladd will not sign his name to a mere common piece of paper. There is no certain way. The only way that you will get Ernie Ladd to sign that piece of paper, if you go down, chop down an oak tree that is the size of Ernie Ladd's waist size. You have to chop it down by hand like Paul Bunyan, a man that I used to put my arm around and say, hey, kid, one day you'll get big, just like the big cat Ernie Ladd.
Does that get laughs on your show? Or
yeah, it gets tremendous amount of laughs. That's what I did it here. It's cross promotion. Mm-hmm. We got a Patreon over there.
I guess it does get tremendous laughs because it's Nick and Micah laughing.
Yeah.
Rather than me just kind of staring at you blankly.
It's actually Michael loving, not laughing.
Huh?
His name is...
No, Nick and Micah laughing.
No, but his name is
Fuck
Micah
you.
just loving, not Micah Joseph laughing.
I threw a water bottle down.
Out of protest. Now you're letting your fucking privilege show now. Who's privilege showing now?
Wait till I call you. Where's your manager?
Okay.
What's that girl's name at the office again?
Karen, what are you going to come at me?
I'm going to call Michael.
Oh, the girl.
Michael, take this podcast off of.
Karen is not the name of the girl who works there. The girl who works at the office.
Is it Elizabeth?
It's Elizabeth.
Okay.
Well, we had a little bit of dispute. I called her Emily one day.
Close enough.
Because there was another girl that came in and helped, and her name is Emily.
Uh-huh.
And when she's like, my name is not Emily, it's Elizabeth. I go, well, fucking Emily is doing just as good a job of getting me invoices, Elizabeth. So which one are you? Fucking Emily or Elizabeth? So when she doesn't give me invoices, I call her Emily.
Okay.
And like, don't you dare be a fucking Ethel. Fucking Ethel don't do shit for me. It goes, Elizabeth, I need you to be Elizabeth, not Emily today.
What are we going to get today?
What are we going to get today?
If you guys had an HR, man, you'd be fucked.
Oh, so fucked. Of course, she'd be running it.
Yeah.
I'm
HR now. You're mean.
You want to see my mouse pad?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Great girl. I doubt she's listening.
Oh, I definitely know she's not listening. She wants to be my friend.
I know.
Yeah. So she's trying to be my friend.
She can see to the real you.
I think the reason why we got to this conversation with her is because you were talking about therapist, and she's like, I want you to be my friend and be like my therapist. I'm like, I just stopped and I go, you ask anybody in this fucking office if I am fucking mentally well. If you want me to take a picture of my bathroom mirror, you will know that I am not mentally fucking sane. Okay? Like,
I'm the last person you want to tell your problems to.
They're gonna do a 10-part documentary on me just being a fucking psychopath.
You want to fucking talk to somebody, you go to Zane's gym and ask if he'll hang out with you for a minute.
Yeah.
Then you go ahead and unload your bullshit.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Just like you and Red, get the fuck out of here, Foreman.
But then he tells Big Cat Ernie Ladd he killed a man, so her cat's like, all right, man, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess.
Sign that.
Sign that, go ahead, whatever. I fucking... Just Jay Brown's walking in the fucking locker room. I hate that. I hate kids in the locker room.
Hate kids?
I hate dogs in the locker room.
Oh, yeah. And I love dogs. Hate dogs in the locker room.
No, it shouldn't be there. And that was another thing, the conversation back to Elizabeth. She's like, Okay, this is Elizabeth talk.
Yeah, welcome to Elizabeth talk.
So she wasn't getting me invoices from the Memorial Day sale, but she kept asking me questions. So then I enacted a rule to where she's not allowed to ask me any personal questions until she produces another invoice.
Okay.
A correct invoice.
Ooh.
That was very tough.
Yep.
So every time an invoice comes in, like, all right, you get 2 questions. and of course, you'd think, like, if you're trying to get to know me personally, what would it be? But she's asking, like, questions like, what's your favorite color? And then, like, green. All right. And then she goes, what's your second question? Do you like Ariana Grande?
This girl's a monster. What is...
So when I get 17...
I think she's the smartest person to ever live. I'd like to think that she is like, I got to do this job anyway. I might as well fuck with him while I'm at it.
She's doing a great job of it.
Yeah. Oh, man. I think I'm in love.
So now I've fucked with her a little bit, too, is I give her the most nihilistic answers of all time. So one time she asked me, she's like, what's your favorite animal? And I go, I don't even like fucking humans, to be really quite honest. And then the next question was, do you have a dog? To which I reply, I go, why the fuck would I have a dog? I'm traveling all the time. And she's like, well, you could bring it with you. And I go, what am I going to do when I'm in the wrestling ring? People in the locker room can watch it. And I go, why would I put my fucking burden and responsibility on anybody else? That's why I think fucking people that have dogs and bring them to wrestling shows, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, my other would be like, why do you think I would trust those motherfuckers with my dog?
That's another thing,
whom I make sure it lives all the time, so I have some sort of attachment to it.
Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck? Why would I put responsibility on anybody else?
That's why now that Rachel has this fucking pit bull that she shouldn't have, I can't wait for her to try to bring it to a Queen's show. So I'm like, bitch, I know you live 10 minutes away from here. You better take that little boy home.
Mm-hmm. Let him sit at home. And, yeah. I don't know why wrestlers get dogs. You're never home enough.
Nope.
I mean, cats, I guess I can.
They're self-sufficient for the most.
They're pretty self-sufficient, but at the same time, dude, you want that fucking asshole just running around,
being an asshole, doing asshole things,
scratching
on your shit up,
and then be like, oh, I love this asshole. I love this asshole so much.
Well, love's overrated.
It is. Love is not for me.
Love is not.
Love is not for me. I have to say it in the mirror every day.
Love is not for Jake, and I just don't want it.
That's why.
I don't want
you are alone.
I don't want love.
I am a well.
That's right.
So, you got to get my daily affirmations.
Yeah, you guys there. You're here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Put that on your fucking Patreon. We're almost done, guys.
We're really almost done. We were very getting close. We're almost to an hour right now.
Jesus, we're sorry.
We're sorry. But don't worry. Pretty soon the son of the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, or he will have a son who would be the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. I was trying to wedge that in. That didn't fit quite wide as well.
Which is when the laugh track really pissed me off, because like you would think, because he puts like such a big pause in the sentence in places, that the laugh track would start when he gets the word electrifying out.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets through the entire phrase before the laugh track even starts to begin. And so that's why I was like, oh, this is just the worst.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I sense that it is necessary in some aspects, because sometimes seeing a comedy of this ilk without a laugh track is very weird sometimes. Yeah. But at the same time, too, like, I don't know if I need all that. The Jackie and Michael, they go through some shit. I didn't write a whole lot about them because that has to do with love, and I have no interest in that. So, I don't know.
Yeah, theirs is just, so when they fuck, she's like bent over backwards to do everything he wants, and then Donna gives her the heads up, like, oh no, he's gonna want to have sex with you again. You're in control. But she takes it the wrong way and just does it anyway. And it's like making him do everything now.
Yeah. So
there you go. That's the story.
Yeah, story wrapped up with a nice little
It's
bow.
Feminism.
Mm-hmm.
She won. Good for her.
Good for her.
She deserves it.
Great. So the Midge finds out our group session is a bunch of swingers.
Mm-hmm.
Bob gets the beer. Then they get home. Eric and Red, they bond over wrestling in the living room.
Which is the whole point of this thing, is that Kitty's making him get to know, like, be friends with his son.
Yeah, of course, they put each other in full Nelsons.
Yep.
So that's the only wrestling move that any of the wrestlers that appeared on the show would be willing to tell them.
Yep.
I would like to think.
And you got to keep a face open. We both need faces here.
I hope to God. Yeah, it's just so bad. It was just like, ugh, you're just making a mockery of what the fuck I do. But the only redeeming quality of this fucking scene of Red and Eric wrestling in the living room is if the big cat Ernie lad got a consultant fee to show them how to put the full Nelson on.
Yeah, and that took a while.
If he got an extra per diem or an extra day of work just to be around.
Gets one more meal.
Gets one more meal at catering just to be around to choreograph the guys putting on a full Nelson. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Because I fucking love Big Cat Ernie Ladd. So.
But what really probably happened is the Hardy Brothers were like, "Oh man, here's how you do it. It's real easy.
Giving it away for free. Giving it all away."
Because they're just bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, just loving the world.
Mm-hmm. Just so happy. But then of course Midge goes to another therapist who just draws her boobs.
Yeah.
She's just all nothing but boobs. Her whole fucking life, Tanya Roberts, just no respect whatsoever. She was
travesty.
And I understand that she posed nude for Playboy or Penthouse.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she I can't.
Got a new Google search now.
I don't think it's Playboy, but I believe it was Penthouse because that was always a story that I heard about her because she appeared nude. Also, too, she was in something else before she was in A View to a Kill. So, because I remember, I think Roger Moore had, I have objections to the fact that she appeared nude in a magazine. Like, shut the fuck up, Roger Moore. And, of course, Roger Moore, View to a Kill talk. Roger Moore was notorious for, goosing some of the fucking female, makeup artists, set designers, PAs, production people involved in the Bond films. He was kind of sexually harassing.
Kind of.
It was sexually harassing.
There we go.
He was being playful, but it made a lot of women feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Grace Jones was in View to a Kill, and she got wind of this, and Grace Jones do not put up with no fucking shit.
Right on.
So when she had to do a love scene with Roger Moore, she got into the bed, and she was in underneath the covers, and Roger Moore came in, and of course they start rolling around. And Roger Moore, I think you can even see it in the final edit, Roger Moore kind of winces a little bit. Grace Jones had a fucking big black strap on.
Yeah.
Just to let him know, hey, motherfucker, I got the dick here.
Oh.
And that
dick drives this car.
And that is why fucking Grace Jones is tremendous. She fucking dated Dolph Lundgren before he was anybody, chewed him up, spit him out. She's next. You're oh, next. You chewed up fucking Ivan Drago. You are man-eater to Ivan fucking Drago.
Take my big dick.
She is fucking incredible. So, and this episode was okay. It wasn't incredible.
I mean, I never was really a fan of the show, so cool.
I was kind of a fan, and then it kind of go back now. I'm ooh. Mike Lee, Black Shoes, is a big fan of the show.
Yeah.
Anytime we're on the road and it's on syndication, he will find whatever channel that's on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's TBS USA or
he's on it.
It's on basic cable. He'll find it on local fucking syndication. 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning on the local ABC affiliate. He'll find it. He will always find
it. Pro Illinois. Oh, it's on channel 13, man.
And when and the joke was always when Maureen used to work in the High Spots office, she would yell something because Michael Bikikio owns High Spot, she would always be Michael! And it was very similar to That 70's Show. So anytime she'd be Michael! And yell down the hallway, you'd always hear Michael go, God damn, Jackie! Damn, Jackie! So that's a little That 70's Show capper right there.
Yep.
But we did that one. Yeah. It happened. We had to get an episode in this week.
Times are tough.
That
sounds... We can't say that. There's a lot going on right now.
There's a lot fucking going on right now. And I feel fucking weird.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to be fucking happy. I want us to have fucking leadership that can bring fucking common ground so this can fucking stop. I just
ain't none out there.
I don't think fucking tweeting a hashtag is gonna fucking help anything.
Nope. Burn some buildings down. Fuck it.
I don't know how to feel. I want people to fucking live and be prosperous and have everybody have the equal opportunity that they have the right to live. Mm-hmm. How I live, how this person lives, how the best of us live. The worst of us have the opportunity to live as the best of us. Mm-hmm. And then it fucking infuriates me that that's not the fucking case. And it's always infuriated me my entire fucking life. And it just pisses me off. So there's a lot of people that are angry, and let's all just listen to that Killer Mike speech. That was real good. That was the fucking that's what we need more of.
We just need Killer Mike.
If you need Killer Mike,
Killer Mike.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write him in.
I'm probably gonna write somebody in. So. Fuck. I know. I got one saying go ahead and shoot him. The other one saying shoot him in the leg. That's our options.
Yeah.
So the world seems bleak.
Yeah.
I hate to get political on here because I try. And that's the thing too. Like probably people are mad because like, why haven't you, tweeted or you do a lot of the social media things that a lot of people have done. And I'm trying to be a distraction for that.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be a little bit more needed than being another person jumping on that. But don't get me wrong, I feel the same way you do. But I'm just trying to be a distraction for you guys. I'm trying this for this show, the live Facebook auctions, Dad You Don't Work Your Russell. I'm trying to be a distraction to everything because it is fucking weighing on people's minds. It's fucking hurting people. And I just want to give you guys just a little bit of time for you just to fucking turn your attention away from it and like me. And then hopefully people who think differently than you do, they listen to the show. And then when I do let little moments like this out, maybe I can change their mind.
Yeah.
That's all I can fucking hope. So that's the only thing we got to change people's minds. So, anything else you want to plug?
Nah, man. Everybody love everybody. You said basically the best. Me, I am a person that will say more things, and that's why I definitely don't want to say it on here because you can look at my Facebook stuff. You can see all that shit there. This, you're right, is our gift is a stupid word, but like we just want you guys to have a good time. We make our little jokes and stuff, and I hope you take them all the way we mean them, and that you're enjoyed and entertained, and that you're happy. And yeah, I mean, like you said it.
All right, cool. Well, we said it. We hit an hour. We're done.
Great.
Thank you for
fuck you guys
for listening to another episode of How Did This Get Booked?
Did you forget?
I was almost gonna say, Dad, you do work your wrestle.
Whatever.
I just recorded.
Ow! You hear the claps? This is over. Woo.